and the platforms that you still see with all architect today in Washington, D.C. You can see the columns. So nobody gonna be trying to take this away from the people who brought it to the world. That would be us.
Not Amenhotep III, Queen T, all these kings and queens are going back to this woman, this black Ethiopian woman. So let's chase this thing. Here's Hatshepsut. You saw her name on there. They knocked her face out. But what did Hatshepsut do? Hatshepsut built this particular palace in the cliff by bringing architect Simba, who emulated Imhotep in many respects. And in this particular temple, she wrote about it.
That's what I'm talking about. Look at the levels. These are steps. See, you walk up these stairs. Just like Grandis, Washington, D.C. The thing is, this thing goes back thousands upon thousands upon thousands upon thousands of years before Washington, D.C. ever was a thought in somebody's mind. And this was already in Africa. That way far back. The same columns that I just showed you in the Roman Basilica, where they want to try to say that the architect was so advanced and everything. He couldn't have been no more advanced than somebody who was building structures like this 6,000 years before his ass was born. You want to know who's above their time. I mean, get real. And so what? He took some stone and shaped it like a tree leaf. I wasn't that impressive to me. What was really, really in awe is where did all the money come from to erect such an extravagant type of edifice. I'll tell you where it came from. Crack, rape, slavery, gambling, prostitution, okay, abuse of power, war, and then they're gonna make a temple to their fake ass God. And then wasn't even the sun. They never told you it was the sun, but they put holes in windows every damn where so the light could come in. You even saw the green light bust right through the damn window.
Ancestral land, and she sent a expedition down to the land of Punt, as you see here, Punt, in dead Central Africa. And she said that she sent ships down here and brought back trees, fragrances, gold, and even some people came back. Animals, the first zoos in Kemet were sent down here by the Kemetu and brought back to Kemet. We move on, we can see here, in Skawal de Lucas, in the book called Sacred Science, writes, the following royal, talk about this procession here, following the royal offerings come the solemn procession called the Coming Forth of Men. During this ceremony, the statue of the Neter is carried on a shield with 2 feathers on his head, and with seals and mummy swirls around his neck. A white bull precedes the statue, while the reader priest declaims the dance hymn of men, and the black man of Punt extols this Neter. Egyptologists are at a loss to justify the presence of a black man from Punt among the important personalities of this ceremony. But geographical and historical explanations can be of no value on this subject. So they just ignore the brother here, extolling the god men, who the men said he came from Punt. The god came from Punt. He's extolling the Punt, and the Egyptologists are at a loss to explain it. I'm showing you some of the racism that exists in the text as you begin to study. Petrie digs up and said that the goddess Hathor, the most important mother goddess besides Isis, came from Punt. And that Isis herself, further Isis, who was identified at Dendra with Hathor, it said Isis was born in the ism of Dendra of Ap, the great one of Ap, the temple of Ap, under the form of a woman black and red. This points to a southern origin. Petrie even shows that Hathor and Isis are coming from the south. The main gods and goddesses of Egypt are all coming from the south. People are black back there, but the Egyptologists are saying that these are just white people with black skin. So Hatshepsut said that the beards that they wore, the divinity beards they wore, came from the land of Punt. She carved on her temple. So here you can see the brother in the land of Punt, still with the divinity beard here. Here you can see on the temple where Queen Hatshepsut carved the brother. Look at his lips, look at his nose, show the divinity beard, clearly showing you the brother in the land of Punt. Then you go to National Geographic, and this is what happened to the brother. Look what happened to the brother here in National Geographic. We go on, look at the brother like the sister, baby got backs. The brother like the sister here with the C-tophagy condition. And they show the sister on the wall. And you can see here the braided hair, the black skin, clearly showing these are Africans. This is what you'd anticipate on the African continent. With National Geographic, look at the sister here. Look what he did to the sister. Got the sister here, the Egyptians, hey, look here. There's Central African Punt. The Egyptians coming, they white. The Puntites, they white. The dog white. Everything is white. And there's Central Africa. Having a meeting in there's Central Africa. So you can see Hatshepsut here, Hatshepsut, going down a little further. Let's go down a little further and see who else we can find. Here you can see Thutmose III here. Brother's still looking African, ain't changed. We're just going down the bloodline here. Here he is here. Thutmose III. Who does he have? Amenhotep II. Thutmose IV. Going down. Let's find Amenhotep III and T. Let's see if they're still black. We move on down. Here's Queen T. Look at Queen T right here. Queen T. You see, ever seen white folks look like that before? Let's go on. Let's look at her profile like they do in jail. You know, when they do the mug shots. Look at the mug. Look at the sister here. Look like your auntie. Look at her. We move on. Look at here she is with her husband. Look at, she looks like him. He looks like her. They haven't changed. Still African. Starting with Mossi Nefertari. They haven't changed yet, have they? Have they changed yet? We keep moving. Let's go see. Look at, uh-oh. That's my wife. She looks just like them. Look at him. Her, him, her. They all look the same. They haven't changed. My wife hasn't changed, thank God. Look at her lips. They can change lips and not miss them. The eyes are the same. The only thing missing is the nose. That's one of the things they always did is knock the noses off. Look at the ones in the back. So you wouldn't really know or discern that these were ancient Kemetu. Just knock the African. Just knock the noses off. Fortunately, Sherry's nose is still intact. So these are the ones you see in every book on Egypt. You see about 3 or 4 of these in every book. No, it's not a single, no gold chain. You know my brothers and sisters like gold chains and stuff. Don't have no hat, no gold chain, nothing. But you see it next to the pyramid to make you think through association that they built the pyramid. But here you can see the crown of the pharaohs here on these, showing that these were the kings who ruled Kemet. The Punites from the dynastic land that Petri talked about that came down from the south. We move on, we can see here, we're going on down, we ain't stopping yet. We got Queen T, we got her wrapped up. Now we're going down to Akhenaten, her son. Go to his son, look at his lips and his nose, that's her son. They saw him and said he was deformed. That's what they said about him. Said the brother was deformed. Said he had a glandular disorder. I guess we all got disorders in the glands here tonight. But anyway, here he is. Here's his nephew, or they're still not sure what he is, but King Tut, the boy king, took the crown. He took the crown after he left the throne. And this is him. Look at his lips and his nose. So all the way going back to El Mosi, we see the brothers haven't changed. But yet they tell us that we are wild-eyed Afrocentrists trying to latch on to somebody else's history. Now, if I can't latch on to that, I can't even latch on to my own daddy. So it's Charleston, Heston, Muir, Brenner, Elizabeth Taylor. Here comes a brother from South Central, when Harvard wouldn't do it, when Yale wouldn't do it, when Princeton wouldn't do it, Morehouse wouldn't do it. Brother had to do it, had to take you through the bloodline to show you that these are Africans, but we ain't playing it here. These are Africans. We're talking about an African civilization here. And ain't no white boy on this planet can refute anything I show you here tonight. Nothing. I've been to Berkeley, Riverside, UCLA, SC, I've been to all these schools. Shut up. They never said. See the pyramid right here. Africans built these pyramids. No Jews, no white folks. Africans built the pyramids. Are we in agreement here today?
Damn right.
Africans built these temples. Africans built these temples. Are we in agreement here today?
Damn right.
Africans built these gates. And when Homer came in here and wrote this Iliad Odyssey, he called it the city of 100 gates because he saw the 100 gates here in Thebes.
Then you read about the city of 100 gates in the Bible. The Christians then stole that and claimed it for themselves. But we can see the remnants of it right here. And that's how huge it was. It had 100 gates for people to come in and out of it. Now imagine. And why would it need gates? Because it had walls around it. Because there was barbarians running around trying to kill people and rape them and eat them and steal everything from them. And the barbarians are the people who destroyed these civilizations and took remnants of their history and made conversions out of it and gave you Christianity and their white asses now have a history, and our old ancient black asses have our histories buried by these devils. This is sad. But I'm gonna show you more proof. They can't sit up with that Basilica and take credit, talking about he was way before his time. Here go our old ass ruins. Oh. And you can see that everything about that basilica is based off of the knowledge that we brought to the earth.
And here you can see the Romans copied the gate, called it a triumphal arch, just copied the gate, went, looked at the gate, saw the gate, and copied the gate, and called it a triumphal arch. That's all.
Now you know this is Egyptian. There goes the sun disk right there with the two snakes, Uranus, serpent, power, energy, high chakra, meaning the rise of the sun, sending electromagnetism to all the recipients in the universe. That's what these snakes represent. The sister Aset and the sister Nephbet, which is creation and recreation coming from the sun. And that's where we are right now. And then right up under there, you see the woman's big uterus that'll take you wherever you want to go and send you back also. That's what that's all about. And this uterus right here has another one in the back, and then you better believe that this column had another column back here with the same setup of uteruses, portals, vortexes of infinity, representing immortality.
They did. We're talking about the African origin of Western architecture.
See, same thing there. And look at this one back here. See, that's what they do. They light them up. Now the Europeans say you shouldn't put doors in front of each other because spirits pass through them. That's absolutely right. And the Egyptians knew that. That's why they lined them up like that. But they had such a divine society that they weren't afraid of spirits. So they weren't afraid to line doors up because they knew, see the shape right here, just like I just showed you, there was an axle where I showed you in Ethiopia where the one big pyramid had fell, and it was the church of Lalibela. Remember on top it had this, it's like a vaulted, but you see how it's tapered right there. You see? Remember we saw that at Lalibela? But you can see the columns right there. Okay? Let's move on. But that's the same uteruses that they line up to show you immortality. I mean, you would go through one womb and then through another womb forever. That's why I tell you we have these universal uteruses that all encapsulate life as well as ingest life, induce life, conduce life, as well as suck life in and push life out is what I'm saying.
The Ponte Guard, they talk about Roman art.
Again, everywhere. See?
Arches, arches, arches. Romans and arches. Arches, Romans, Romans, arches. Arches, arches. Got arches all over Kemet. Arches everywhere you can find arches. We had arches. We didn't even use some of the arches. They only talk about...
See, this is what I mean. He say they didn't use the arches. So what he means is, why did they put them here? Because they're not just arches. They're uteruses. They're showing you path of immortality. See? They got them staggered everywhere. Because the whole knowledge that they're projecting to you is that there would be no life if it was not for the female's hole. And all these holes are lined up all throughout our universes. So we have what the Europeans call wormholes and all that. They are just vortexes. They are universal uteruses is what they are. And this is what I've studied this shit. That's why I know what I'm looking at. I know exactly what that is. It is like a pathway for incarnation and immortality. That's what it all represents. Immortality.
The Roman arches. They use these arches just to store stuff under. So why do they use our symbol if we never did anything?